Tom Vassel's top 100 games of all time. ZRC, voice of the people.
Hey, I'm Tom Basso.
I'm Z Garcia. Hi, that song's now stuck in my head.
I am Mike DeLisio. Hello.
It's the voice of the people.
Well,
That video was erroneous. It said Z Garcia, voice of the people. It should be Mike DeLisio, voice of the people. Today, until he alternates with Roy Canada.
Have you detoxed?
look, I've been doing a little bit of reflection. I woke up this morning.
Looking inward.
I am. I spent a lot of time around the mirror. That's not out of the ordinary, but I was doing some meditation, deep breathing exercises, aromatherapy.
That's good stuff. Acupuncture, any of that?
Yeah, self-acupuncture. I wouldn't recommend it. It didn't work out well. No. But yeah, no, I'm feeling pretty good. I feel. I feel. Good.
It's not delivery. It's Delicio.
Hey, how have I never heard that before?
That's great.
That's fantastic.
That's it now.
That's it now. Yeah. Thank you. I'm your self-rising host.
Alrighty.
Man, that's great.
Welcome
Good
back.
stuff.
I would like to point out, as we're doing this, concurrently, we're running the Dice Tower Kickstarter, found at dicetowerkickstarter.com. We're $2,500 away from funding.
Wow.
That'd be cool if we fund it live.
Just saying.
That would be neat. That would be really
fantastic.
All right, but whether it happens or not, either way, thank you. We're in the top 100 games of all time. We are moving on. I actually have two new ones in this category. Two new ones and one that I think people will be surprised that is here.
There's a bunch of classics right here I'm looking at. Classics.
Oh, they're better now.
No, I just mean they're older.
Only one new entry for the people. Lots of, it's a dichotomy list. Big games and small games.
Got it.
That's all
No
I'm going to say
medium
about
games at all.
Zero medium
As
games.
opposed to what other kind of games?
Yeah.
You'll see. I want to keep the tension,
High.
high.
Oh,
Yes.
the tension is so fierce. All right, let's get started. I don't even know what number we're on. Thanks, Roy. Alrighty, number 80 is new to the list. This is another one. Last time I mentioned QE, and there's another one that didn't make my top 10 for...
QR. It's app assisted.
This is another one that did not make my top 10 for 2019, but should have.
Okay.
It's my number one small game of 2019. It is the best war game. No, it's Blitzkrieg.
Oh, really?
wow.
This is your top 100.
It is. I really like this game.
Man.
Now, I mean, who knows where it will be after a few years. Small games tend to wear off quicker in that regard.
I suppose, yes, I suppose.
But this is a two-player back-and-forth tug-of-war style game. You can see the board right... Well, okay, I'm pointing at it. You can't see my finger. You can see the board right here, and you are fighting in these 5 areas by pulling tiles from a bag and then playing those in there. And based on where you play it and what the tile is, different things will happen. It's really simple. It's like Twilight Struggle. In fact, at PAX, I ran into Jason Matthews, and I was like, "Do you like Blitzkrieg?" And he said, "Yes." But well, anyway, the board could look nicer.
That was awkward.
No, I was just kidding. No, he said it was good. He liked it. This and Watergate were both like small versions of Twilight Struggle that came out last year. This is the one I like better of the two. I like them both a lot, but I like this one better. It's a lot of fun. Blitzkrieg, my number 80.
Wow, I am surprised this is on the list.
Man.
All right, one
little
that
games,
I know.
big games. I'm not prejudiced against little games.
I'm not prejudiced against big games. A little bit, maybe. All right, my number 80 has been on the list before at some number, and it is Sentient. I know it's actually been really high, if I'm not mistaken. This is one that I have cooled on. I will say that. I've cooled on it a bit. It is a very simple game, and the first thing that wowed me about it was that simplicity. Like 3 gears turning within each other in a really clean, seamless way. After a while, those 3 gears become familiar, of course, right? But I do enjoy it. I still think it's a great game. It's a puzzly game. It's thinky. There's a little area control. I wish the artwork was more diverse. It's like 4 pictures. The whole thing has 4 pieces of artwork. But I enjoy the
Really?
game. Yeah,
Like this cool cover, and
They
then
reused art. Yeah.
it's like the same card category has the same picture. You know, like a trick-taking game,
Yeah.
basically. That's it. That's what you get. The dice are really cool, but you never roll them in the game either. You just
I'm
kinda,
against. Not. I better be careful. I don't know what I'm.
You don't like dice that you don't roll.
There's
you roll,
probably
you
several
roll them for
games.
setup each round.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. I do like it a lot. You've played this?
I've played it, and it's one of those games that fell through the cracks, I think, for a lot of
little
people.
bit.
It's yeah, I like it as well. It's very, it's arithmetic, the game, but I don't mind that here.
It doesn't
It's
feel that way
literally
because of the manipulation.
Arithmetic the
It
game.
doesn't feel like arithmetic. The manipulation feels, it could be letters.
Oh, that's absolutely true.
yeah.
But yeah, they look like linear equations across the top of the card.
I guess so, yeah.
But it's fun,
I like
and it's
it a
very
lot.
puzzly, yeah.
Yeah. Sentient, my 80.
This was your 20
Yeah,
last
I
time.
knew it was
okay.
high. I knew it was up there. Like I said, I've cooled on it.
Number
and it
8.
was 16 the year before that.
Oh, okay.
I basically, what I'm hearing is garbage.
Garbage. Gone next time.
Sure.
For sure.
I used to think this game was good, but now I wish I'd never played it. Right? That's what you're saying at this point.
I mean, I wouldn't say
Oh,
that.
I was confused because he was talking in the
Yeah, I
first
thought
person.
you were. Yeah, I thought
which
you
was
meant
really
like
throwing
the
me
next
off.
one here. All right, what do you got?
We've got a game that has been trending downward, I would say.
Sentient.
A classic. It is a classic, however. Okay.
Risk.
Monopoly.
No, not quite. If I were to say the phrase to you, action selection game, gentlemen, what would be the first game that comes to your mind? Now,
Mission Red Planet.
Puerto Rico.
bingo. Puerto Rico is the people's number 80.
Tell me what it's like to be trumped by me and my big old brain knowing things.
I would say that this
Something's big already.
My big old ego.
there go my ego. If
It's a food-themed show.
Get out of the frozen section, Mike.
I didn't start this, the people
Oh,
cannot
you
be held
blue
responsible for these frozen food jokes.
All right.
If there was a game before this that kind of did the action selection, I can't think of it, and there's been many games afterwards that have taken this mechanic and expanded upon it. But it's a game that still, I think, it still gets played.
This is a classic.
It
There's
really
no
is.
denying that.
No,
Yeah.
I agree.
And then San Juan, of course, came along and kind of made the card game version of it. But
I like
Puerto
San
Rico,
Juan a lot, and I like it better than this. But absolutely, this is an amazing design.
yeah, and you still like Puerto Rico, if I remember right. We won't go there. We won't
It's
go
coming
there.
up. It's coming up.
Is it? I
right.
don't even know if it's on my list anymore.
57.
What? How did you know?
Again, I have 2 predictions. Puerto Rico at 57. You should write these down.
Okay.
All right.
Puerto Rico at 57.
Yeah.
And then I said...
You said space at 7.
at 7.
Oh.
As long as they end with 7, I can tell you what it is. Go ahead, ask me anything.
27.
That is Cosmic Encounter.
You think it's dropped that far?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm just going to erase that one. That's so stupid.
I can tell you that
All right.
number 80 for the people is Puerto Rico.
Great game. My number 79 has been on the list for 7 years. Was 64 last year. It's
Wow.
gone up and down,
Okay.
This one is a game I expected to be bad when I first heard about it because it was from Wizards of the Coast. No, and I didn't think they'd
Yeah,
make good board
that's
games.
true.
And this is Lords of Waterdeep.
Oh.
Still up there, right?
Wow.
This is one of those games. Lords of Waterdeep is starting to head towards that. You mentioned yesterday that whole Catan, it's not that good anymore.
Yeah, sure.
I never understand that these older games. Lords of Waterdeep is great. I like it.
Yeah, if you're going to be a hater,
Hate somewhere else.
be a hater from the beginning.
I have a
like
list of
me.
channels.
Yeah.
Lords of Waterdeep was bad the first day. That's the thing.
It's odd to me that you don't like this because it's fairly light.
Oh,
And
I really like Lords of Waterdeep. I just like to hate it.
I'm
Because
confused.
No, I don't like Lords of Waterdeep very much. You're confused by that. Why? Why do you think I would?
No, I'm confused that you just said you didn't like it.
I know, I was
Okay,
lying.
that's why I confused.
I just never found it that compelling. I don't know. It felt like
really
a worse
like
worker
it.
placement games than what was
Really?
available at the time.
There was not much available at the time.
Yeah, there was. This one didn't feel. It felt kind of limp, waterlogged.
Oh. Did the theme work against you, against the game for you? I mean,
Probably. I don't really know D&D stuff, but you know what? I got to watch myself because I just reviewed 3 Dragon Ante literally about an hour ago.
Yeah.
And I said the same thing, where like it's D&D, but it doesn't bother me. So
Yeah.
that's not it. That's not entirely
the
it. I'm
theme is-
sorry. I'm hijacking your 79.
I like it. It's a great worker placement game. I really like the expansion a lot. I almost always play with it. The 2-part expansion, but the corruption. I'm a big fan of.
Skull
You can
Fort.
take a little bit of bad stuff, or you don't have to, and then you laugh at the people who do take it.
I do like that.
So,
that's good.
Lord's Wear Deep, great game. That's kind of a. The cover hasn't aged well,
No.
No, man, it's a classic.
although it made for a good cutout in that one. That's one of those ones that you made for a game show.
Oh
that
yeah,
I'll
for
never
the
forget.
Silhouette game
Yeah.
show. You want to know what we're talking about? Come to our shows.
That's right.
All right, 79 for me is a game I just got an expansion to this year, and I would be probably lying if I didn't say the expansion helped put it back in mind. It's Viceroy. Viceroy I've always liked.
Wow.
I do enjoy this game. I think it's a cool concept. I love the card drafting with special powers, and then you build a pyramid in front of you with those powers. I love cards with powers. That's it, right?
Yeah.
This is a cool one that does that. The expansion that just came out is a modular one, and you know what? The stuff in there is neat. I like all the parts of it.
I've not played the expansion.
It's cool. It's neat stuff. So
This is a great 2-player.
It's a great 2-player game.
Yeah.
It scales fine upward from there, but I play it a lot of 2, and it's a good flow. In fact, one of the things in the expansion is a variant for 2 players to cause a little more conflict with the bidding.
No, I'm okay with the lack of conflict in the
No,
bidding.
man, if you are, then you're a wuss.
Well, then
Correct.
we'll talk afterwards.
I
I'll apologize.
You'll apologize?
And
You
the
mean
talk.
I'll apologize when we're done? All right. I really like Viceroy. Definitely flown under the radar. We were talking
Yeah.
about this. I keep seeing this game at conventions from May Day just being sold for nothing.
This is one that was extremely hot.
Yeah,
and
for
then
like a month.
fell
Right.
off the radar.
This is a good game, y'all. Check it out.
I believe,
79.
I believe I actually backed this on Kickstarter. I think
Me
that it
too.
was a Kickstarter game originally,
too.
and then it just kind of fell through the cracks.
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
All right, 79. The people are coming with the hotness,
This is a new one.
a new game, first time on the list, and I think that's because of the, just that it's new. I would not be surprised if it sticks
Stonemaier?
around for a while. It is not a Stonemaier game, but it is
That's an easy little guess there, right?
like a Stonemaier game, a large,
think that's
lavish
higher.
production, very lavish production, Kickstarter game.
Awaken Realms.
No. I want to say, I could be incorrect here, but I want to say that this was this company's first game.
Doesn't narrow it down.
James and the Giant Peach.
No. Instead of a peach, it's an orange nebula.
Orange Nebula.
Oh, Vindication?
Vindication.
Ooh, that's pretty
Yeah.
high.
You like that game?
Yeah.
I do!
The people love their Vindication, and Vindication is this.
I feel vindicated just by the fact that this is on this list.
Yes, well,
Wah.
interesting theme of you start off as I'm not going to use the term, a jerk, and you're trying to become vindicated throughout the game. You're
Wait,
trying to.
that's really the theme? You're
you
a jerk
start-
at the beginning, and then you try to
No, you are a, what is it? What is the actual term? It's a
Can I
filthy
say it?
monster.
Yeah, you could say
A
it.
scumbag.
Scumbag is not a bad word.
Oh, okay, it's not a bad word. The people were unaware. They thought that maybe that was a little saucy.
It started. It has commenced.
Dice Tower After Dark. Vindication.
So scumbag actually comes from a pretty dark place, but it's
Yeah.
I think you could call someone a scumbag, and it's not
Okay.
a.
All right. Well,
I don't think you should, but
all right.
hey, we're just.
Hey,
Wait, why are we being flagged?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Now
what
we're
are these
just
red
throwing
lights that are flashing around us? Yeah, no, it's an interesting theme, incredible artwork. I can understand why this game has become so popular. Again, it's a beautiful production.
I think it's because it's a Euro game that has a different theme. That doesn't
Yes.
hurt, and it's also sandboxy.
Right.
That's one of the things I like about it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those hybrid style games. Those have been my favorite over the last couple of years, where it kind of has the thematic elements of an Ameritrash game, but more of a Euro mechanic behind it. So
Thrash.
Thrash.
I like that, I like that.
YouTube definitely flagged. Someone said scumbag, and YouTube flagged it. So
really,
all right, the people are correct.
Well, then, I haven't said it yet.
the people
He
will
doesn't
not
say
be
it
held
yet on
responsible.
camera.
Number 79, Vindication.
Oh, I keep forgetting I'm first.
What's wrong with you? You can't just chill. Jump on it.
My number 78 has been on the list for a long time. 10
Is
years,
there a
actually.
crossover now?
No. Not yet, but there is a crossover in this list.
Oh.
Anyway, this one here is in its 3rd edition, and I still really like it.
3rd edition.
And each edition is extremely different than the last one. And this one is the size of a cube in Calyx. And that is
Size of a cube.
Thunderstone Quest.
Ah.
I like Thunderstone.
Is that the 3rd now?
Yeah,
Okay.
Thunderstone Advance I liked better.
All right.
Then Thunderstone Quest I liked the best so far. Now it is really huge and gigantic, and I like playing it as the epic version where you play with a little bit of everything in it. And they still haven't learned how to name anything. The characters are named, but you get like sword and pickaxe and stuff.
That's okay.
But
I
as
guess
a
there's
deck,
so much.
I don't mind that they at least they named like the people, not like high elf and all that nonsense. That's a Gorelander. I don't even know what that means.
He's from the lands of Gore.
It's probably profane, and we're going to get flagged, I would think.
Yeah.
I don't think we're allowed to say that.
All right.
Great. Yeah.
No, but the Thunderstone Quest is a very enjoyable game for me. I like the fact that it actually feels like a dungeon crawl now. At the beginning, it was like, it's kind of a riff on Dominion.
Yeah.
Now it's a very different game. And it's, like I said, it's a huge, grandiose type thing.
Yeah.
I probably prefer it best with 3 or 2 because of the downtime can be a little bit longer,
Yeah.
but I still really like it. So,
All right.
Thunderstone Quest.
All right, my 78 is a game in which you star as a Gorelander, and then by the end you're hoping to become one of the most feared pirates of all.
Ooh.
This is another Paulo Mori game, Libertalia.
Ah.
Libertad, I just saw some people playing this on Saturday.
No way. I think it's outlawed. It's too old. You're not allowed to play this in public.
There's a guy going around like, did that game come out in the last 2 years? Nope. Pack it up.
Red flag. If you want to play, you play in your house. No, Libertalia is scales very well because everyone is playing simultaneously. And so you'll be playing out different pirates with unique powers trying to earn goodies from the board. I love the characters in this game. That's the thing about this. I've always enjoyed Citadel's game of that ilk. When this came out, I remember thinking, in Citadel's you have 8 characters, 9 maybe. This had 30 or 32.
There's a lot, yeah.
And that was so mind-blowing to me. I'm like, oh, a cabin boy, and a monkey, and a parrot, and this guy with an eye patch, and oh, look at this guy. It's like everybody's got a unique power. It's so neat. And then the mechanisms of how you manage that hand of cards is also really cool.
Yeah.
This is just a breezy game. I love the illustrations. Feels good. This is one of the first Paulo Mori games I played, and I thought, this dude's style is on point for me.
Yeah.
I agree.
So I really like this.
This was your 51 last year.
Yeah.
So pretty close.
Seems about right.
Well,
So-
talk about a versatile designer, too. I mean, he did Libertalia. He also did Blitzkrieg, right?
That's
He did,
right.
yeah.
I mean,
Designer crossover.
2 ends of a spectrum, too, right? 2 very different games.
He
Yeah,
also
so
did
this-
a game that.
Shut up!
Oh, sorry.
Move on.
78, Libertalia.
The People 78, I'm a little bit confused by, but I'm just going to roll with it.
Just sound it out.
No, I'm not confused by the word. I've never thought of it as a board game myself. It's one of that whole, is it a game or an activity, I think, type of
Dungeons
thing.
and Dragons.
Concept.
Look, I will say this. It's my favorite game to play in a swimming pool, if we can go with that.
Axis and Allies, like he was saying.
Marco.
Polo.
Oh, you see what I did there?
I get it. We really shouldn't have gotten it. We should have gotten it from the pool bit.
That was
The internet
stupid.
right now is laughing at
Is
us.
that your favorite game to play in a pool?
No, of course not.
No, Marco Polo. Oh,
No, I meant even Marco
explain.
Polo isn't that adult.
Oh, in a pool? I guess it would be.
Mike doesn't even close his eyes.
My favorite
No.
game
He's
to
like,
play in a
Marco!
pool.
Polo.
Yeah.
What? Because he can't see that
'Cause
well?
I don't
That's
need
right.
it. I don't need it. I'm blind
that's
anyway.
not-
My
that's
eyes
ageist.
are. Yeah. Well. This is a Euro game through and through. It's
Through the ages.
It's through the ages. I actually really do like this one. It's kind of from that group of Italian designers that have done many other popular games.
Is this the Council of Four guys? No.
Yes, the problem is I don't mean to be mean about this, but it gets confusing because they split up in different groups. Like this one is Tassini and Luciani.
Right.
Okay.
And then Council 4 is probably one of them with somebody else.
And then Lorenzo
I see.
Magnifico.
All right. I'm
and then
sorry that
Lastanza.
I unfortunately don't know those folks' names colloquially. So.
Sure, no, I know their names. I just forget which ones designed which ones.
Right.
Actually, these two did design Council 4. Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but
like that one.
Of those, this is one of my favorites. Tom and I recently played the update, the Marco Polo 2. I like them both.
Polo 2.
Yeah, right?
It's a different way to play.
Yeah. This one, the thing I like most about this is that it has that tightness of am I going to have enough money? How am I going to get around? It just every single turn is just you feel like you're just barely on the edge of being able to do what you want to do. And the people like that sense of tension and
people love it.
They
People
do.
love it.
They can't get enough of it. So number 78 is Marco Polo.
Of all the games on my 10 today, 77 has been on the longest. It has dropped considerably from 30 last year, and it's been very high. It went as high as 18. I don't know where it will be next year. I have not yet played the reworking of it. Only Z has. It just came out. And they actually, the reworking theme, I'm not as keen on as the original theme.
Gosh, I should know this. My memory is.
But the main reason it's dropped is because there's so many good cooperative games out at this point that this one is only falling a little bit just by sheer competition, and that is Ghost Stories.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you haven't played Last Bastion.
I have not yet.
I have
it
not
just
either.
keeps floating around, and now the miniatures are out being painted. Therefore, I haven't
I
played
have
it.
a copy. I'll be happy to. Nah, never mind.
You look at. I'll be happy to teach.
It is actually a very easy teach now.
Well, sure, especially if you know Ghost Stories, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's much more streamlined.
Ghost Stories is a defend the tower type thing where you're defending his village against these ghosts that are attacking from all different directions.
Yeah.
It's an incredibly difficult game, although not as difficult as I once thought because I've gotten better at it, for one. And two, everyone's decided to release more difficult cooperative games to round things out. Stop doing that! I love the theme of this. The Last Bastion theme is cool, but I like this better.
I do like this theme better.
Because no one else made a game like this.
Yeah.
Sure, I get that. There's no denying Last Bastion is it's a more modern game.
Yeah.
Sure, and they change things, and I don't know where that falls or lies or like which one's better. I don't know if you've done a comparison or not.
I think I did.
Do you know which one you'd rather play between the two?
Yes.
Got it. I'll wait. But I still do enjoy this one a lot. I especially like the White Secrets expansion, where you have different. Is it the White Secrets?
Moon.
White Moon. It's Black Secrets and White Moon. Sorry.
Yeah, Black Secret, Wine Moon. Yes.
White Moon. The Black Secrets expansion's okay, but the White Moon, where you're rescuing people, it actually changes the game considerably.
A lot, yes.
In a way that I'll play sometimes.
Yes.
But I do enjoy it. So, also does some of the funniest promos I know of.
Oh yeah, they're great. Those are good.
The
The martial arts.
The
Well, the village people.
The village
for
people
one
crack
thing.
me up. Yeah. So
It's
that is
ridiculous.
Ghost Stories. Yeah. Macho.
I've still never beaten this game.
What?
I've never beaten Ghost Stories.
Dude, you gotta get your gaming on, man.
I know.
You know what you should stick with? Small, simple card games.
Okay, small,
like my
simple card
77. Archaeology, the new expedition.
I dig it.
Ooh, this did not make my top 100. but
Archaeology
I considered it.
Was a little card game that came up from Z-Man a long time ago, the original printing of it. And it was not too much of a looker. This is from Phil Walker Harding. The original printing of it, in fact, was from Phil Walker Harding's company. I think it's called Adventureland, his company. And then it got reprinted. I enjoyed that first printing of it quite a bit. A game I hung on to for a while. And then they announced they were redoing it in a slightly larger box. It's still a card game with, in my opinion, stunning new artwork and a little more content. and it immediately for me replaced the original one. There was nothing missing.
It wasn't, not even close.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just more content, prettier, better cards. There was nothing I was giving up. So, I own this. I've taught it tons. I've played it quite a bit. But you know what? It's a light game. It is
Sure.
The target crowd does seem to me to be, families, largely. It's that whole draw card play, that kind of thing, collect some sets. But I just find it enjoyable. And there's even things in this game that I'm likely not to forgive in other games. And in this one, they seem natural.
Like a take that thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, look, I drew a thief. Because you draw a card every round, right? A thief. That means I steal a card from your hand. In most games, I'd be like, this is stupid. This is a bad mechanism.
Right.
It's fine. There's cards in the deck where you draw, sandstorm. Everybody lose half your hand of cards. That sounds bad. In this game, it works.
Yeah.
Don't hoard your cards. Now, they don't go away entirely. They kind of fall on the table, and you can pick through them again, find them in the sand. But I don't know. I just really like this card game.
Yeah, it's
such
really
a fun
solid.
game.
It is.
Yeah. Archaeology, the new expedition, is my 77.
I want to just quickly backtrack because I didn't mention that for 78 Marco Polo, it was a pretty steady. It went from 57 2 years ago, 42 last year to 78. And this next one is also remarkably steady. It's been on for this is the third year in a row. 2 years ago it was at 43. Last year at 63. This year at 77.
Sounds like a drop to me.
It is, but I think that there's a clear reason why. And also this
Garbage.
particular designer is a one-stop shop. Designs the games, does the art for the games.
Who could it be?
There's so many choices.
Who is
I'm
it?
going to say near and far.
I'll say above and below.
It is near and
Thanks.
far.
Thanks.
Yo,
Thanks for the suspense there, Roy.
Yeah.
He said the name.
I did. I'm
He
too
did.
good. I'm sorry.
So near and far
I've
is obvious. Sure. Wait a minute now. Obviously a kind of a progression of the above and below formula, but it goes to a much deeper level. I mean, I think a lot of people complained in above and below that although there was a storytelling element, not enough of a true storytelling element. I don't think you're going to make that same complaint in near and far. I mean, you're still not reading a book. It's still generally paragraphs.
Yeah. That's the way
Yeah,
to
but
do
there's
it, though.
threads of story going
Absolutely
through
there
it.
are, and there are
Found that one
continuing
dude. Remember that
threads.
one guy?
I do remember that one guy.
Find
Yeah.
that guy.
Yeah, that guy, man, drives me crazy, that guy. Gorgeous, as I personally, and the people also agree with me, feel his art is just gorgeous. And his games...
There's a lot of artistic license on the people's...
We're talking art. If you're going to have artistic license, now's the time. He creates these very distinctive worlds, right?
He does,
In all of his games, they're very distinctive.
It's the same world.
Well, they are, but it's his world. It doesn't feel derivative to me of any other
No, that
world
I agree.
out there.
I love that part.
Yeah, that Arzium, I think, is the name of the world. And pretty much all of them have been set. Even the abstract little new game like Rome, he's putting it in this world. And why not? Because it's beautiful, it's distinctive,
indeed?
and let's just stick with what works, right? Near and far, there's a new one coming out, Sleeping Gods, that it looks like it's going to be a progression from this. So let's see, right? Let's see.
I need to get a copy of this. I need to play this more.
Yeah.
You don't own this one, huh?
No, it's one of those games that it's on my wish list, and there's not that many.
This is
I
one.
just never have gotten it.
This is one of the few campaign games where I played through the campaign.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed
Well,
it.
it's kind of a...
I think
It's a shorter campaign.
I think
It's
I
a
want to do
short
that
campaign.
too.
You kind of jump through the campaign. You
Right.
can go back, play through the campaign, and see completely different things.
Sure.
Because you can pick the maps.
Yep.
You could deliberately play,
Correct.
except the final map.
Right, the final map stays. That was an 11-game campaign, I think. So
11
77.
games?
I want to say it
I
was.
like that.
No, there's 11 maps. I want to say it's fewer than that.
It might be. It might be. And maybe I was thinking maps.
You got a lot of voices in your head. It's
The
easy to
people
make a
get
mistake.
confused. 77, near and far.
People are scaring me.
76 has been on my list. This is the second year, actually. Last year came on at 50, settled here at 76. This is one of the biggest, heaviest Euro games on my list, and it's one of the few games from this company that I like. Most of the times I give their overwrought is the word for the company.
That's a strange name for a company.
Well, yes, the other games are overwrought, but I don't think Food Chain Magnet's going to make my list this year. or any year. But no, this is Anachrony from Mind Clash Games.
Okay.
Mind Clash
Okay,
tends to
okay.
make they put the hose in the box and they turn it on, and then when the box is full, they take a jackhammer and put it down and say, put some more content in. There's a lot of content in that box.
I don't think you know the job of a jackhammer. Just pointing that out.
What I meant was a press.
Sure, why not?
Is that okay? Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Thank you.
Press.
A steel press. The thing
Yeah.
they... Shut up. No one likes a know-it-all.
Well, actually, a jackhammer is meant to.
I don't think anyone who does actually knows what a jackhammer
Okay,
is.
hold on. Well, actually, a jackhammer is meant to.
The nerd construction.
buff
It's a very
nerd.
small Venn diagram there. All right. Anyway, Anachrony is a game in which you go back in time. Occasionally in this game,
yeah.
you're trying to save the world, but you're trying to save the world in your vision. Everyone has their
okay.
own vision, and so you're building up. It's a worker placement game. You're getting stuff ready, but you can occasionally go in the future and borrow supplies from yourself
That's
and
wild.
come back.
That's cool.
And
Well, it's
when
cool.
you get there, you pay them back, or
have
what?
to
Yeah,
pay
you
it
have to pay
back.
it back. But here's the thing. It's not as cool as you think because we already do this.
Yes.
When I go to the bank and borrow money, I'm taking money from future Tom. Future Tom is like, what was past Tom thinking?
You're right.
My whole concept of banking has been thrown upside down.
Loans are just time travel.
I gotta go to my local bank, travel to the past.
Time travel with a
Hug a
26%
dinosaur.
interest rate. There we go.
So, but it's a really solid game. There's a ton of stuff going on. But once you do grasp the concepts,
Yeah.
it's really, really fun.
It's a banking simulator. Got it.
It's funny though, they kickstarted an expansion for this that's coming out, and I'm gonna get it and play it. But
Why
I'm,
did they Kickstarter? Why don't they just go to the future and borrow money from themselves?
the thing is though, I don't know what an expansion like. The game feels really big already.
Yeah, it's big.
But also David Tercey, I don't know that he can make a small game. He did that roll and write, and it was like the most complicated roll and write I've ever played.
Roman
But
roll, yeah.
that's Anachrony. My number 76.
All right, cool. My number 76 is a very simple, small game, an old game.
Anachrony.
Liar's Dice, or Bluff, which is the edition I have now, actually, that I think is very nice. But, you know, Liar's Dice is fine, too. I played this a lot back in college around that time. It's a silly game. It's a fun game, boisterous game. I've always had a good time with it. If I have a specific group of friends around who kind of want to get into a game that's like that silly, boisterous, one-upmanship kind of feeling, I think Liar's Dice I can rely on to do that job.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it. Liar's Dice is just a really fun concept. The one I've got now, like I said, Bluff, is a kind of a slightly souped up version of it. It has that special orange die that counts as two faces. You know, they've tried.
I think this game has had more versions
Yeah.
than any other game other than Monopoly. But I think this game has been printed by more companies
Yeah.
than any other game. There's Perudo, Liar's Dice. It's called a lot of different things.
Yes.
I just taught this to some people a few weeks ago. It blew their minds.
Really.
And I said, you know, this is the same game they played in Pirates of the Caribbean 2. And they were like, you're right.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't Liar's Dice feel like a game that's been out for, you know, like since the 1800s? I mean,
Definitely
it
was. I saw
it-
Pirates of the
yeah,
Caribbean
yeah,
too.
I mean, it
Well,
kinda has been.
that's true. The Pirates of the
It's
Caribbean.
there's been a
It's an
version
iteration
hanging
of it,
around.
right?
Richard Borg is the one who kind of put rules and put it in a
Okay.
box.
Yes.
That's
But because you could argue it was around before that, people
Yeah.
just print their own versions.
Right. What do you got?
I got a game.
The people.
Big game.
People have a game.
The people have a game.
Why are you enabling?
You're all codependent. A big game. It's a reworking of another big game just set in space. So perhaps better, perhaps not. Depends on your opinion of space-based games.
Hungry Hippos in space.
No. Instead of terraforming planets,
No, Terraform Mars is probably higher. Underwater cities.
no, this is an iteration from Terra Mystica. This is Gaia Project.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Gaia Project. Yeah, last year it was 98. It just snuck in the list last year. That was the first time it appeared. Now we're at 76.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So,
Okay.
you know, it's interesting. I've seen a lot of back and forth as to whether Gaia Project or Terra Mystica is the better game. I think it's, you're going to have people that are passionate on both ends of the spectrum there, but Gaia Project at least has been kind of advertised as a more streamlined version of the game, maybe a little bit tighter rule set. It's still a big sprawling game. The people have issues with the cover, but we won't go into that. But no, it's a.
What is going on?
The people have spoken.
The people are really not fond of this cover at all.
Do you feel like it's because that guy's sitting in what's clearly a gamer chair?
I feel like
It's a gaming rig for sure.
there are so many questions in this picture that can never be answered.
Well, if you look really closely over here, it says Alienware. So.
Yeah.
Oh, we're getting a call from
people are
Alienware.
calling.
I apologize.
No. Gaia Project, I think it's going to continue to be around for a while, but I do wonder can this and Terra Mystica both exist in the kind of the attention of people over the years.
This is better than Terra Mystica, but I think Terra Mystica still has more fans.
It's also getting more expansions, where we haven't seen an expansion yet for Gaia Project.
That is true.
So we'll see.
Right.
Number 76,
True.
Gaia Project.
All right, we're halfway, guys, and I'm looking here. I don't think it's going to fund while we're live. We have 2,000 to go.
No.
1,950.
No.
Look, you are allowed on Kickstarter to bid $2,000 as an individual person. I just want to put it out there. The people just want to let you know if you wanted to just bid $2,000.
Is this like the people talking to themselves?
All righty.
It's getting strange.
75 is the first crossover.
Ever? I guess we haven't had a crossover at all.
I don't
Have we
think so.
not?
Not yet. I don't think.
So either. Is
It's
it with me?
It's with Z Garcia.
Ah.
It was on his list last time.
Ooh, that narrows it down. I believe it is Shotten Totten.
No. It's a bigger game.
Mansions of Madness.
Yes, Mansions of Madness 2.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm sticking 2 games in here, which I forgot to tell the person who was putting the thing
You're not
together.
allowed to do that,
It was
Tom.
not the people. It was the people.
Yeah, I didn't tell you at all. It's Mansions of Madness 2 / Lord of the Rings,
Adventure.
Journeys to Middle-earth.
Yeah.
Because I don't know which one I would like better at any given point in time. The systems are
But you
similar.
flip a coin. You can't put 2 games.
I can do what I want. I'm the boss of this list.
You are cheating the system.
I don't know. I mean, when I first played Legends, Lord of the Rings, the Journeys to Middle-earth, I was like, oh, definitely better. But I missed the creepy vibe of this one.
Yeah.
And then the combat system's way better in Lord of the Rings and actually encourages combat. But I missed the
Okay.
creepy vibe of this one.
Yeah, I just
So
Mansions of Madness. I remember the title. I can say that much.
Yeah.
The other one is like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Going through Middle Earth or
that's true.
Journeys of the
Mansions of Madness is a
whatever.
great name.
Yeah, it
You
seems
know,
to me
it's
this
a
is
great name of a game.
This is a more versatile system too. I think that you have the opportunity to have more types of experiences in a Mansions of Madness type of a game than in a Lord of the Rings.
All
type
right,
of a
listen.
game.
I'm getting some feedback here about putting 2 games in one. I'm doing it.
What is the feedback?
I'm
You
assuming
tell us
it's
what
not
some
good.
of it is.
It is anti my decision.
All right, such as.
Shenanigans.
Ooh.
Flag on the play.
You got called
One number 1
shenanigans.
game. Oh, that person said they're withdrawing their pledge.
What?
You better pick one quick.
What I meant was Mansions of Madness only. Forget the
Lord of
other.
the Rings, what?
That game is garbage.
You know what, Tom? That's fine. We'll allow it.
Some say that Tom. Just. You know what? There's actually it's not even written down here, and it's not up there.
So technically, that was just a big old joke. that was just a
Back it
funny
up.
joke. All right, can I do mine?
Yes.
My 75 is a game that Tom likes as well. Though I don't know if this will still make your top 100.
I'll tell you for sure. I will not even lie.
Not right now, you won't. Balderdash. I've stopped saying Beyond Balderdash.
I agree. I have also
I'm
stopped
done.
saying Beyond
I
Balderdash.
own a game that says Beyond Balderdash on the cover, but I'm done saying it because I think everything you can get now says Balderdash, and it's basically Beyond Balderdash. This is the most laughs I've ever had with a game, guaranteed.
More than time's up.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. Time's Up is a terrible game. Not on my list. And this is also a game that it's the one game I've probably started the most times and not finished than any other game.
It's a sign of a good game.
It just kind of devolves into...
Oh, my word. I don't know that I've ever played a game of this where more than half the players were trying to win by the end.
Eventually, everybody just like tries to make each other laugh.
Yeah.
I've definitely played a game, though, where everyone's making each other laugh, and there's one guy kind of like... And he's still trying to win, and you're like...
That's okay, and that's okay. We don't want to pick on that guy.
But you really... It's my brother.
But you really gotta, you gotta stop that, Steve. Come on. Now, Balderdash is just really fun. It's a hoot. It's a silly game, and it's the dictionary game for those of you that still don't know what this is.
This was your 50 last year.
It's one I'm gonna hang on to for a long time. Love it, love it, love it. It's really fun. Balderdash. 75. You can get this anywhere, just about.
I applaud your choice.
What do the people think of it, though?
The people are non-committal about Balderdash. What they're not non-committal about, however, is the fact that Tom came back from the future and stole the people's number 75 pick.
Oh, wait, what was it for me?
It was 104.
It was 76 for me. Wait, is this still anachrony? Or
It's anachrony, yes.
Oh, I was to say.
Yes. So how would this work?
I'm only one away from the people.
We're
Who's
in
the
the
people's
future.
champion now? Ah! What do you think I was going to do?
I don't know. For all I know, you think that's a jackhammer.
Unsafe work environment. So who went to the future? Who was in the future? I'm so lost.
It's
I'm
not me.
confused.
All I know is it's not me.
Somebody stole the people's pick is all I'm saying. 75 is anachrony, this massive worker placement game, which you can play like any of these types of games in different ways. You can be asynchronous if you want to. You can play it where everyone starts the same. There's so many different modules in the
You
game.
mean asymmetric, by the way.
What did I say?
Asynchronous has to do with time.
I don't know if the people are sure you're right on that one, but you're right on that one.
No, he's not.
Isn't he?
He was talking about that everyone has different powers.
Different
and
powers,
things.
yeah.
Yeah, that's asymmetry.
That's
He
what
said
he's-
asynchrony.
Did I say asynchronous?
Yeah.
Because we're talking about time. I'm confused.
That's true, actually.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what? I retract my issue. Since it's about time,
about
you
time.
may misuse the word.
Correct. When you're in a time travel game, you're asynchronous. In any other game, you're asymmetrical.
Sure.
That's how it works from now on. Asynchronously asymmetrical.
The Dice Tower. Educational every time. Jackhammer of power, please.
Yes!
Keep on reading your booketry.
Oh, my word. It's going to be called the Jackhammer now from now on. Thanks a lot.
So Anachrony, yes, a big worker placement game, number 75.
My number 74 was 74 last year.
Wow.
And you didn't look.
I didn't look.
That's amazing.
Well, you figure it's bound to happen once. I think it only did. Well, once you get to the top 10, there's probably a higher
Okay,
chance.
that's true. That's true.
It's
cool, though.
it happens one more time on the list, and it happens in the top 10.
Wow.
On
I mean,
one,
without,
on one.
without looking, that's unlikely, especially in the 70s. Yeah,
Sure.
that's neat. Okay, what is it?
Anyway, it's,
I gotta play this.
You have played this one, and you like it. It might even make your top 100. I don't know.
Oh, I'll tell you honestly.
It came out last year. It's a worker placement game that you really liked. Actually, Sam really liked it too. We all liked
West
it.
Kingdoms or whatever.
Yes, Architects of the West
Oh,
Kingdoms.
nice.
This is not on my list.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it might be because I know you really
It might
liked
be in like 101 to 150 somewhere, probably. I haven't played that much of it. And if that's not happening, even looking at it and going,
Yeah.
ooh, I want to play, then it doesn't quite make the list, you know?
Reasonable. This one, it does something that very few games do, where you just have like so many workers,
Right.
and suddenly you're like, where'd they all go? And then they go to jail.
Jail. That's where they go.
Yep.
It's a straightforward game, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it has that unique flow. That's one thing that Shem Phillips really does, is he knows how to do something different with worker placements.
Right.
In Raiders, you put one down, you pulled one off. Here, you put as many down as you want, and other people are stealing them.
Yep.
And then in Paladins, he did something different even beyond that. I really enjoy this one. Architects of the West Kingdom, my number 74.
Cool. My number 74 is new to the list, maybe, unless it's on last year's list. But if it's not on last
Guys,
year's
it's
list,
new to the list, unless it's not.
yeah, this is a flip and right, I guess. But everybody's using the same board in this one. You're all writing on the same central thing. It's called.
Oh, I know it.
What is it?
Got to be bus route.
Let's make
Yeah.
a bus route.
Really?
From Saashi and Saashi. There's a spoiler. Yeah. My favorite game from them is this game. So no more from Saashi and Saashi. Spoiler alert.
Oh, I put this in the Dice Tower library, and I thought, who's going to play this?
Oh, it's good.
Somebody's going to play it now just to be like, Z's an idiot. Let me see what this is like. And then after they're done, they'll be like, yep, he is an idiot. Or they might even be like, this is pretty good. Hopefully you'll say that.
It's reasonable, and I will accept if you say it's pretty good. But
Z's still an idiot.
that is a legitimate reaction there.
That's anachrony right there for you. Yes. I like this one a lot. You are just creating those routes based on different paths you can lay down. You are going to. I like a couple of thematic things in it that really are neat. Like the idea of creating too much traffic.
Yeah, it's great.
If you go down a street that someone else has already drawn on, you're adding too much traffic to that city district, and you take a penalty for that. It's an obvious thing, but it's thematic, and it's easy to teach because it makes sense. That street is already crowded, and you're going to run your bus down that way too. You're picking people up, dropping them off in different places. It's such a smooth game. I love it. It's a neat package. Taught this a lot at one of the Dice Tower conventions. And
Retreat, I know, because people that were playing it.
It was fun. It's just a really fun game. I'm very happy to own this. So let's make a bus route from Saashi and Saashi 74.
I know that name just seems really weird.
Yeah. It makes it
Let's
look
make
like
a bus route.
It seems like a kid's game.
Dora.
The colors on the cover and the title absolutely make it look like a kid's game. It's going to get overlooked for sure, but
Well,
you should
it's
check it
in
out.
the Dice Tower library.
It is a neat game, and I don't know that there is another game where everyone's drawing on a central board like that.
I'm trying to think now. There's got to be one.
I can't think of one readily, but that's no surprise.
Here's what I want. I want a speed, single board, roll and write. Everyone's rolling dice, and you're writing, and then you're erasing what other people wrote as fast as you can. And they're writing too. And then if they write too hard, you write in their hand.
I like that.
It's called Let's Tattoo Each Other.
Lice Shower Express.
Can we incorporate a gavel? Dexterity.
I'll put the gavel in the middle in case it's needed by someone.
All right, the People's number 74 is remarkably consistent. It's been on for the last 3 years. 2 years ago, 65. Last year, 78. This year, 74. So
That is really.
I mean, that's
it went
almost
up?
the same thing. Yeah.
No,
it
that's
went
a big
up.
deal.
Barely.
And it's even more.
Doesn't matter. It's still going upstream. It's like going up 50.
Yeah, it's even more surprising because this is a game that is a small little card game that has been re-released as a slightly larger but still small card game. It's a drafting game. To me, it's maybe the go-to introductory drafting game for people that are kind of newish to games.
Arboretum?
Oh, no. Much lighter than Arboretum. Draft
Sushi
straight,
Go.
Sushi Go.
Oh, I'm back in the game, baby.
I'll get you.
And now, now that Sushi Go Party is out, I'm surprised that Sushi Go is still kind of the go-to because, look, it's such a small, inexpensive package.
It is.
Anybody can play this
Especially
game.
the party version.
Yeah,
even,
yeah.
Which is bigger.
Right.
And I remember seeing it for like $15.
Yeah.
I know. I don't know how Game Right does it, but they do it.
Yeah.
But Sushi Go, I think it's a penetration thing. I saw this game the other day at Kohl's.
Right. Yeah.
And it's not even packaged.
Wait, this was at Kohl's?
Not even packaged in the tin anymore.
Yeah,
it's in like in an Uno packaging. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's crossed over.
Right.
It's okay, buddy. You don't have to get that copy, okay?
No, I want a box copy that's not a tin.
No, it's okay.
In the Dice
you're
Tower
saying
library, I have
raw
all
one now.
these beautiful games, and I have the Sushi Go tins there. I'm
Yeah.
like,
I know, but you look like someone took your cake. We'll give you a cake.
Looks like it's time for a trip
Today
to
was my
Kohl's.
daughter's birthday, and I ate no cake. And I was like,
Yet? You ate no cake yet.
I'm not eating any cake at all.
What's wrong with you?
Never said anything about pie, though.
You're a monster. I'm going to go home and eat cake for both of us.
Thank you. Can you tell me about it later?
I'm going to FaceTime you. How you doing, Tom?
Perhaps you can have some birthday sushi.
We're doing a lot of rabbit holes in this top 10. I don't know what's going on. Sushi go.
Sushi go.
It's good.
Sorry, I got confused there. 73. Oh, this one I'm gonna get feedback on.
Oh, here we go.
It was 15 last year.
Whoa.
9 the year before that, and 3 the year before
Wow.
3.
that. And that was 3, and then
Then
9.
9, then 15.
And then 73.
Wow.
Okay, well here's the thing.
What is this
still-
game you suddenly hate?
I don't hate it. I still really like this game. I feel like, other than Melody, who's at college, and Jason, nobody in this entire city plays this game besides me. And it's a 2-player game, so I need someone to play this game with. I told him to do that. I forgot.
What is going on right
What the
now?
heck is going on?
What's happening?
Wow.
Scared the crap out of me.
Man.
And I knew he was going to do it because I asked him.
I would like to apologize to all our viewers for their medical bills to treat destroyed eardrums.
Wow. The joy on Kenny's face, blowing out my eardrums. I'm not going to forget that,
Yay!
Kenny.
Thanks,
That's
everybody.
fantastic.
Headphones on.
We are so sorry, folks.
Did you hear that through the headphones?
Are you kidding?
Can you hear anything at all, Roy?
We're so sorry. We're sorry. I think I'm done. Yeah, I'm done.
Anyway, did I say the name of the game yet?
Say the name of the game yet.
Okay, so they're still guessing. It's a collectible game.
Okay, wait, I didn't even, I've completely lost my
Magic the Gathering? I don't
No,
know.
it's Marvel Dice Masters or DC
yeah,
Dice
yeah.
Masters or any of the Dice Masters. Now WWE, Warhammer. Look, I really like this game. It's still in the top 100, but I'm dinging it a lot because I just hardly ever get it played. The only time I get it played is when a new set comes out and I force someone to play it with me or whatever, find it. And I still really like it. It's a neat mix of Magic the Gathering and Warriors.
Yeah. Someone
But-
must still be playing it. I mean, because they keep releasing new.
My eyes? Why is someone saying my eyes?
I just peed myself. Oh, we're sorry, folks.
I'm not sorry. It was
Kenny
my
is
idea.
howling on the
Out
other
there
side of the door
cackling.
there.
Z looked like a scared cat. Yes, that was freaky. I wasn't expecting that at all. I'm like, the house is burning down. That's it. That's what's going
I
on.
thought there was some issue with the house.
I forgot how loud that thing was.
Jeez, what is wrong with you? Why would you ask him to do that?
To be clarifying, if you're watching this later when it was going on, we just funded our Kickstarter. We're very excited,
Yes,
especially Kenny.
you're right.
I'm very nervous.
I'm glad you didn't have access to
and
the water
excited.
cannon.
Mostly nervous. Now I'm just scared someone's going to jump through a window.
Right.
That's all I asked to happen.
We'll see. It's Kenny. That was the first mistake.
Yeah. Putting Kenny in charge.
I did
of
open that door. I
Oh,
apologize.
yeah,
All right,
all right.
so I still like the game a lot. It just has faded for me somewhat, mostly because it doesn't get played nearly as much.
Sure.
And I still really like it, but these 2-player games that are lifestyle games, which this one is, and you don't have opponents, it's tough.
I feel the same way about my 73, Tom. Because my 73 is very similar to your 73. You said that...
Is it a living card game?
It's not.
Is it a dice game?
It's not.
Well, it has to be a 2-player game.
Not necessarily, but mostly.
So, this non-dice two-player,
It's wrapped
non-two-player
over down
game?
to 73.
No, it didn't. Magic the Gathering, you just said it.
Oh, all right.
Oh, I didn't know that was... Has that been on your list before?
Sure. I probably, I don't know where it's been at before, to be honest. This is where it landed. But I feel the same way. Many of the things you said could relate to my feeling for Magic the Gathering. It's probably easier for me to find opponents for this if I wanted to.
Well, to find the kind of opponents you want, though.
I want to, if I want to... Whenever
Yeah.
I want to play this, I want it to be very low stakes, not a serious play experience, none of that tension that comes from being in a tournament. I don't want any of that stuff. I just want to play very casually. And that is harder to find an opponent for, sure. But I still like the game. I appreciate what it does. I think they've done an amazing job keeping this game alive and relevant and going. The artwork in it has truly become some of the best in the industry.
Iconic, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Oh, really good, yeah.
unbelievable.
Although it was at one point some of the worst in the industry.
Sure. I mean, when it started, some of those illustrations from the OG cards are rough. But it's a great game. It's an amazing design and an inspired and inspiring one.
I think this one fell off my list. I still really like it, but I haven't played it. And actually, it's a weird thing. In our game group, we've had a contingent of board gamers who have fallen into the Magic the Gathering. I blame Roy Cannaday, actually, because he convinced me to do a...
like a draft, right?
What's
like
that called?
A pre-release.
A pre-release.
Yeah.
And so we went and did it, we recorded it, and we got a few other board gamers to do it, and they kept playing Magic and dragged some other board gamers, and now they play Magic every board game night. And I'm not saying that's bad, because you can play whatever game you want, but they need to start playing Euro games again. They like, look, we're going to just play a game of Magic, then we'll jump in the other gaming 2 hours later.
Yeah.
You definitely need cake.
I want cake. Well, we fund it, right?
Yeah. Oh, double celebration bonus.
Cake!
There's only one
Can
thing.
you feel the cake tonight?
Oh, yeah, people want to know what kind of Magic you like the best.
Oh, cardboard-based.
Sleight of hand.
My go-to thing is dual decks.
Okay.
Dual decks is the way to go. I used to build decks just for fun a little bit, but at this point, I know that line is dead. They're done. But,
Well, for now, I'll put money that they'll be back.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, buying a dual deck, they're kind of themed against each other. They're meant to be balanced. It's just open, shuffle, and play. And you could just pick whatever cool theme you like. That's the best. I've got, I think, all of those. I really like them.
My favorite one is the Monsters versus the...
You like Commander, though, best.
Oh, I like
right?
Commander best. Although, nowadays I see a lot of people Commander multiplayer, and that does not interest me because it's that whole typical, well, Mike's winning, so hit him. I don't like that.
To beat the
I just
leader.
rather me versus you.
Yeah. All right, there you go. Magic.
73 is pretty consistent, but it's only been on the list for 2 years. The people have just become, well, it's a newer game. It's a new game. Last year was 82. This year it is 73.
moving on up.
Moving on up.
To that castle.
This is a Euro game through and through. Some people have said that it is very similar to another game that we've talked about, but we haven't had on the list, which is Terra Mystica. But this game is Clans of Caledonia.
Oh, see, now this one is a very specific. This company, I don't think they've made any other games. Maybe they've made one more. I'm not sure.
Right.
It's a game that's like in a pandemic-sized box,
Yes.
which it shouldn't be. It should be in a much bigger box. You
too
could
high.
like Tetris in all the pieces.
Right.
It's a heavy Euro game.
It
and
is.
some people in our game group still play this often. I just saw it played a few weeks ago, actually.
It has a pretty strong economic component to it as well, almost a market, but in a sense, but maybe a little abstracted. You're right. The people that like this game really, really like this game and will proselytize it to anyone who will listen. Try to get new people into it.
Right.
But it's kind of a niche still. But that's why I'm so surprised that it's on the list here. The people are part of that small select group that like their sheep and whiskey apparently, and they want that Clans of Caledonia
Sheep
experience.
and whiskey. That would have been a good name. Sheep and whiskey.
Yeah, why not? Right. Sheep and whiskey.
Yeah.
So number 73 for the people.
Sheep and whiskey.
Sheep and whiskey, a.k.a. Clans of Caledonia.
I like it.
This is such a sedate list at this point. We can't.
I'm done.
Our high point is reached.
My ears are
My
ringing.
energy is
All right.
sapped.
My number
Like a
72
tree.
is the third year it's been on the list. 54 last year, 92 the year before that. So a little bit of a curve there. Heavier, not a heavier. Well, for most people, it's a heavier Euro game. A worker movement game, Yokohama. Really like Yokohama, especially the very nice. Well, this is a Hisashi Hayashi game too. I did not realize that. That's right. You ain't the only one. And his higher on my list. I like him better than you.
I guess you do. You probably do.
I
'cause
don't think you
think
would
I'd like this.
care for this game. It's a
It looks like an absolute headache in a box to me. I know I don't. I know I do tend to like lighter games. Not always, but generally, yes. This looks like a headache.
I like how this feels though, because the boards are different each time. You're moving around, picking up resources, going here, but there's technology to make you better, and you're fulfilling orders. It's typical, but I do like the worker movement thing.
Is it similar to the Istanbul type of a thing?
Yes, but I like it much better. I would
Okay.
argue Istanbul's easier.
Yeah.
I like this better. This also does not have, I feel, in Istanbul, if you're not careful, you can set up some small, easy loops.
Right. Oh, absolutely. You can.
You know, I feel like in Istanbul, if you're playing a game of it and and once people know how to play,
Yeah.
play with one of the presets or make sure there's no
Yeah.
type thing on the board. This does not allow that as much.
Right.
So I like it a lot. Yokohama.
All right, my 72 is also a Euro game from some time ago. A Stefan Feld game, one of my favorites.
Bruges?
Notre Dame.
Oh,
or Notre Dame.
right.
whatever you
This just missed my top 100 by about
want. 8.
6,000.
There are more from this designer coming. I do like his stuff. Honestly, I think his general style, flavor, I like much better than Uwe Rosenberg myself, personally. and
Give me that.
You like the point salad?
I guess I do. You know, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Yummy,
Sometimes you step, because I don't mind a bunch of stuff giving me points. I just don't like a bunch of different activities giving me points. Right? If it all feels the same,
Right. Right.
and you get points from many of those things, that's fine. The ones I don't like is like Trajan.
Right.
Trajan is a point salad game where one of them is a rondelle, one
Right.
of them is a
They're not
tile
con-
placement game,
Yeah.
one of them is an area control game, and you're like, well, none of these are related, you know?
They're-
This is a bunch of point salad games. This is one game that's a point salad game. I like it a lot. It's a card drafting game, so you draw some cards, you keep one of those, pass the rest, you get some from the opponents, and then you activate your little district. That's also one of the first ones that does the thing from West Kingdoms, where you put a single worker out to cube in this
I
game.
see.
Put one cube and you get one X thing. When you put your second one there, you get 2 X things. And that's a neat that's a
Yeah.
neat concept where you can build up a little district, and when you place a single cube there, that's the 5th one. And suddenly, boom, you get 5 of whatever that is. But you're ignoring other stuff to do that.
Right.
And also rats.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah, but it's a lot less punishing in this than in the Year of the Dragon.
Ooh, a whipping's not as bad as a beheading.
Yeah, I'd rather be whipped than beheaded. Yes,
I agree, but I would rather.
eat cake. Say it.
I would rather have an air horn set off about 15 feet from my ear if I had my druthers.
Then
How do you
be
feel,
beheaded.
Paul? Roy heard it through both his ear and the headphones.
I'm sorry, little buddy. Anyway, Notre Dame or Notre Dame. How do people say this?
I'm not going to be involved. I don't
Notre
know.
Dame.
How do you say it? Notre Dame?
Yeah, I say Notre Dame. Unless the people want to sound pretentious, then they would go with the Notre Dame route.
I really
Well-
don't know which one is pretentious. I don't.
I don't
So
know.
Notre
either.
Dame? Okay.
Sure.
I say it.
The People 72 is
Spanish.
remarkably consistent. Say what you will about the people, but they are consistent. 2
saying
years
nothing.
ago, 49. Last year, 59. This year, 72. For
It
the
should be
purposes.
69 if I know anything about consistency.
Hey, let's not get caught up in the
I don't want to say I know how to pick out a pattern, but I know how to pick out a pattern. This is not
That
consistency.
doesn't make any sense at all, Mike, but go ahead.
All right, go
Look,
ahead, go ahead.
You don't want to get too deep into what the people are saying. Trust me.
People
Keep
are
it on the surface level. This is a game that is maybe the first of what has been a series of games where you're playing something abstract.
Oh, you brought a prop?
Yeah, well, it happened to be there. It worked out very well. An abstract card. And you're telling a story kind of based on that abstract card. The first of these types of games that have been taken up by a lot of different games.
Well, the first is
Dixit?
Dixit.
That's the game, baby.
Yeah, it has to be.
Dixit.
Good job.
Dixit, number 72
Team
for the people.
power!
It's cake time.
This must have been, I would imagine, well, I can say for me, and I'll speak for the people since I've been duly designated in that role. The first time I played this game, it's not like I felt it was the best game I ever played, but I was blown away that games could do this. It was completely
I
different.
remember that. You were sitting there going, the people really like
the,
this.
the people don't quite understand what they're seeing here. Is this a game? It's just very different. It's really more of, I guess, a conduit to storytelling than anything else. Like a lot of these types of games, the scoring system is maybe not as elegant as it could be.
This one's pretty good, I
It's
think.
okay. It's okay, but I think any of these types of games, it's hard to really get a good scoring system. This one's better than a lot. But anyway, Dixit is a game that obviously has inspired a lot of other games.
Yeah.
Even things like Mysterium, I think you can say are inspired by Dixit.
Doesn't get enough credit on that front, I would say.
Right.
This is a game that has had a bunch of stuff kind of offshoot from it. And
Sure, this is
it doesn't really get that
a
credit.
groundbreaking game.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
You know what?
Yep,
I
yep,
agree.
yep.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Number 72, Dixit.
And finally, the last on this list for me.
Finally, 71.
I really, really wish I could find that guy. I made those numbers years ago. I paid some guy $50
Wow.
to record that,
Okay.
but it was on some random website. I don't even use the, it was before I had
You
Gmail.
give me $50. I will record them.
I wish that guy was a board game. I want to meet, someday I'll be there and be like,
Hey, you're Tom Vassell. Be like, hold on. I know this guy's voice.
it just saddens me. Anyway, my number 71 is brand new to the list. Came out this year at the beginning of the year. Well, it didn't come out at the beginning, but we played it at the Gathering of Friends first time. I really like it.
Came out in 2020?
Oh, no, 2019. Sorry, you're right.
Raftosaurus?
People being pedantic.
No, Draft Stars isn't in my top. This is one that you like, and it will probably be in your top 100, maybe. Boring Magic versus Magic theme, but great game, Res Arcana.
Oh, okay.
Really like this game. Now, to be fair, this is not the only Tom Lemon game on my list. I like his style of games. I like that whole build a fun engine and finish it before the other person does. Build an engine fast. That's what he's all about.
Yeah.
And that's what this is. This is, you get a small little deck of cards. That's going to be different from game to game. I think you can draft them in some games.
You can draft them, yeah.
And then somehow figure out the engine in that thing. There's always an engine in some ways. Find the most efficient one using that, plus the cards in the middle, plus the special bonus tiles. It's fantastic. I know it plays multiplayer, but I love it with two. So my number 71, Res Arcana.
Yeah. All right, my 71 is an abstract game called Link. And this is the final game so far, likely the final, from the GIF project, as it says right there in the little corner over here. Did you pull away from me? What's going on right there? Right there. No, wait, right there in the middle. Right there. I don't know.
Get in the car.
That's what we call
It's on the cover somewhere. Oh, Kennedy! I like this one a lot. It's a little thinkier, as in front loaded. I don't want to say thinkier. They're all thinky. This is a little front loaded compared to the other ones, meaning you have to learn a few more rules in this one. Some of the other ones are extremely, there it is in the middle, yeah. Some of the other ones in the series have, a couple of rules, as most abstract games should, in my opinion. That'd be thinky, deep, but easy to get into. This one's there's a little more to teach, but it's a fun game. And there were a lot of jokes when this first came out that, oh, look, the designer finally discovered colors. Because most of the games are, black and white. Those are the two pieces. And there was a little bit of red in Devon. But this one...
Yeah, but Devon's like the red balloon in the black and white movie.
It's like extremely special.
There's
also.
our red piece. What?
It's very unique in that game. This one has color. I like it a lot. There's some neat things in this abstract that I really haven't seen in other ones. Like the colors belong to no one until at one point in the game when you claim a color. And now it's yours. If you do it too early, the other player can tank it. Do it too late, it's really good, and the other player claimed it already. That's cool. It's just, it doesn't feel like anything else. So I really enjoy it. It's a good one. Link. My 71.
The People 71, the people aren't terribly confident
That they know what this game is?
That the numbers are right, but I'm going to say that the numbers are right. Consistent. This has been a consistent list. The people
Mike's definition of
are
consistent.
nothing if not consistent. It was 81 2 years ago. It was 68 last year, and it's 71 this year. I think that's consistent. For the purposes of this list, we're going to call that consistency. This is a game, how some games will boil everything down to one core mechanism, and it just does that one mechanism very well, and that's basically the game.
Yes.
That's this game, Century Spice Road.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Because this is going to go up or down based on
The expansions or like
also the new ones came
Eastern
out and they
Wonders
matched with it, and whether it's in stock or not at any given point.
You got the whole Golem thing too.
Yes, and I don't remember if a few years ago if I combined the two. I don't remember. It's possible. One year I did that.
Sure.
Sounds like some of your shenanigans. Yeah.
But this is resource conversion, the game, right? I mean, that's really what you're doing here. You are trading one good or cube
spices.
You're trading spices for other spices.
It's mustard.
Yes.
Saffron.
Dude,
Ketchup.
you're going to say mustard,
pickles.
but you're not going to then go to ketchup?
Mustard, ketchup, and pickles on that picture. What else can it be?
And then the bun.
You're making hamburgers. It's food chain magnate.
You're making burgers.
That's right.
That's what it is.
This is the new splatter. It's resource management and contract fulfillment, and it does those two things really well. It's really quick. Another game that's super accessible. Some people are off-put by the theme, but I don't know.
What theme?
That's the whole point, right? You have to have a theme, but it's really themeless. I mean,
it is.
You're converting a cube for another couple of cubes, but it does that really, really well.
I'll tell you what, this is one of the new gateway games.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's amazing to me that this company has two of those going at the same time.
Yeah, it's true.
Almost three.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Reef didn't quite, but almost.
Right. Yeah. But number 71, the people, they love their spices. They love their Century Spice Road.
They love their cubes.
They do love their cubes. Colored cubes. Yep.
All right, that's it for another one. We are in a good mood, I guess. We funded it. That's very exciting. Thank you for that. Thank you for everybody. Yes, to clarify, Eric Summer did not record the number 10 through number 1 way back in the day. So
I used to think that too back in the day, though.
But if you listen, it was on the show way before Eric came on, actually. Anyway, thank you. We'll be back tomorrow with 10 more. That will be the same time, same place. Tomorrow morning, though, we're doing Board Game Breakfast. Come on and see the shenanigans. Until next time, though, I'm Tom Vassell.
We promise fewer air horns. I'm Z Garcia.
I am Mike DeLisio,
a.k.a. The People.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.